Hey everybody, it's Erin. I just wanted to show you guys some really quick Thanksgiving looks that you can use for the holidays that are coming up. So I'm going to just do my makeup really quick and kind of walk you guys through the steps that I use. I'm using all Mary Kay products. I've already washed my face with my Timewise 3D combination to oily. And my first step was to use this Timewise 3D lotion. I always put this on. It's great. It's got SPF 30 in it, and it's just wonderful. So after I've moisturized, my first step is going to be to use the foundation primer sunscreen, which SPF 15 in it. This, I just take a little dab. It does not take a lot. Kind of like really rub it into my pores. Really rub that everywhere. Underneath my eyes. We do make an eyelid primer. I tend to use foundation or concealer. It just works for me, and then it's just one last product I have to have. So after that, sorry, I'm moving my camera around a little bit here. I'm going to get out my Mary Kay foundation brush. There's two different options for foundation brushes. You have this one, which is a little more dense bristled, and then you have the more traditional foundation brush. I'm going to use the denser one today. I haven't really used that one yet for foundation, so we're going to see how that works. I'm using the Timewise Matte 3D Foundation that is Timewise in Ivory Warm 130. And it really helps take all of this redness off. So I'm going to just apply a little bit of foundation to my brush. You always want to start with the center of your face and work outwards. This brush is so soft, guys. It's crazy. Just make sure you get right up underneath your eyes and kind of blend it down. Whatever excess is on your brush. Just gonna take a quick look here. Okay. So you can tell it does not take a lot of foundation to get that full coverage, which is wonderful. All right, so the next step I'm gonna do is concealer and under eye primer. So they look about the same. So one is concealer and one is your under eye concealer. So for your under eye concealer, you're going to just apply that liberally. And I'm going to do one at a time and show you guys the difference. To help blend that out, I'm going to use a beauty sponge, which is a little damp. Probably not as damp as it should be. But you can already see the difference from one eye to the next. Go ahead and do my concealer underneath there. I tend to drag my concealer out a little bit. And I also use my concealer for contouring. So I'm going to show you guys all of that trick in just a minute. Pat a little bit on my lid. Really helps your eyeshadow stay. All right, so I just want to show you guys the difference of the just foundation. You can still see my black eyes underneath to the under eye concealer with the concealer on top. It really helps hide it. So I'm going to go ahead and do my other eye. Oh, I put the wrong one on first. Sorry, guys. Wipe that off. The tubes look very similar. There's just one's a peachy color and one is a whiter color. I believe my concealer is light ivory because I am so pale. So we'll just dab this in. All right, now I'm gonna put that concealer back underneath my eye. And drag it out. Helps us with highlighting. Okay, so my under eye concealer is done. So now what I'm gonna use is concealer for contouring. So you're gonna do just a strip down your nose, right here on your Cupid's bow, underneath a little divot in your chin, and then on your forehead, just kind of like, looks like, reminds me of a tornado, right in there. And you're gonna just dab all this to where it's nice and blended. My brush was just wet from yesterday, my sponge, so I probably should have wet it again. But there you have it. All right, now the next step we're gonna do is our eyeshadow. So I'm gonna take the all over eyeshadow brush, and I'm gonna do one of my lighter colors. This is my compact right here. I'm in the process of getting some more eyeshadows. So I'm gonna take Candlelight, this color right here. You can see that I use it a lot. And I'm gonna just kind of dab in the corner of my eye and gently brush it all over. If you hold your brushes farther towards the end like this, you're gonna get a much gentler application than if you were to hold it really up close like this. I'm just kind of blend that in all over my eye, nice and up to this ridge that you have right here. Get it all the way up there. That way you can still see it when my eyes are open. So this is going to be our base color. It's a beautiful all over color. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is go for a darker shade. My medium shade, and I'm going to use my eye crease one for that. And I'm going to go in with Hazelnut. If I pulled it this way, you could probably see it. I'm going to go in with Hazelnut right here. Just get a little bit on that brush. Always make sure that it's tapered, so it's tapered down in your eye. And again, hold it towards the end. And just kind of run it in that crease, up to that brow bone, down on the side a little bit. Okay. You can always go back and put more eyeshadow. It's really hard to get it off, guys. So just make sure you're doing that crease, again with a tapered side, and get it down. Okay. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my eye smudger, and I'm gonna take my darker Hot Fudge. Had to check the back. So Hot Fudge is right here. Put that on there. Tap it off. And again, holding it towards the end, you're gonna just do the corners. You may need to get a little bit more as you go. Check my mirror. Okay. Oh, I'm really bad at doing this on the other side. Okay. That's fine, we can fix that. Okay, so you make sure you get the right level of color that you're wanting. And then we're gonna throw our makeup brushes on the ground. Sorry, guys. All right, so we're gonna dab just a little bit extra color in there. It's really hard to do this on a phone. Just saying, never done that before. All right, so now we have a clean brush, and it is our eye blending brush. We're gonna just take this and we're gonna blend. We're gonna just blend the hell out of it. See what a difference that makes? Really blend, rub it nice and even, all in there. Do the other side. Okay. See what a difference that makes just blending? Now we're going to go back in with our original brush that has candlelight on it, and we're going to just all the way up into our crease and all the way up. This is just going to help remove those harsh lines, give it a beautiful blended look. Okay. Now a little trick we can do is you're going to take your Perfecting Concealer, kind of wipe off some of the excess, and draw your line. Sorry, I had to do that one in a mirror. Okay. You just take your beauty blender. I almost said booty blender. And just kind of blend that back in. You haven't put any setting powder on yet. So this is just going to help give you that beautiful line to your eyes and help it look more defined. Okay, so there's your eyeshadow. Now we're gonna do our eye makeup. I'm using the Volumizing Brow Tint in Blonde. I am really awful with a brow pencil. I just think it looks really fake on me because I don't know how to do it. So this Volumizing Brow Tint is just a game changer, lifesaver for me. It just gives me these perfect looking brows in like no time flat. It doesn't take a lot. I'm just kind of brushing over to make sure I get that nice look that I want. Okay. Perfect. So my eyebrows are done, my eyes are done. Now it's time for contouring. So I'm gonna scoot back up here. And I'm going to grab, this brush is an all-in-one. So it is your cheek brush. Just kind of brush it off there. And I'm gonna contour with a few different palettes. My first one is gonna be with Latte. Right here, we have 2 different colors of tinting. Mine is a lighter one, Latte. I believe the other one is Mocha. So you're gonna just take the tip of your brush. If you look at the brush, it is contoured up. You're gonna just take this tip right here, dab it in, start from the top of your ear and go down. I like a very light contouring that looks very natural. Move my hair out of the way. So you can see you just get that little line right there. You're gonna wanna do the sides of your nose. Okay. Your jawline. Get a little bit extra on there. Do underneath your jaw. And then put your hair back out of your face and do just around your hairline and your temple right here. You can kind of see the shape of the face starting to come together a little bit. If you want to add a little bit extra. Okay, so now what you're gonna do is just lightly brush it off. You're gonna stick with this contoured edge. You're going to blend it in a swirly motion and lines. You're gonna do that for both sides. And then you're gonna do the same for your chin and your jawline. Like I said, this is just a very light, natural contoured look. I don't do the deep, heavy contour. I think I'm too pale and my face is too round, so it just doesn't make sense. Okay, so that's gonna be your contoured look. Now you're gonna take the flat end of this and you're gonna dip it in your blush. Mine is Shy Blush, right here. And you're gonna just dab it onto the apples of your cheeks. A lot of people like to smile when they do their blush. A lot of people like to stretch out their eyes when they do their eyeliner. I don't recommend doing any of that because then that's not the way your face usually looks. So you're gonna get this distorted makeup look unless you are pulling your eyelids out or smiling all the time. So you're just gonna dab on your blush. I go a little bit heavier just because I'm fixing to cover everything in powder. Cover everything in powder. So it helps tone it down just a little bit. All right, so now you're gonna take your all over powder brush, this big fluffy brush, and you're gonna dip it in, this is called Latte, was my contour, and Glazed is my highlighter. So Glazed is right here. I'm gonna just rub that in, get all over that brush, and I'm just gonna dab it on the areas that I used as highlighting with my concealer. So up to your cheeks, rubbing it over nice and well. Your chin, your nose. Blend it out a little bit. Okay. Now, we're gonna save this brush for later use. We're gonna start doing our eyeliner. And I like to use the gel eyeliner in Jet Black. And it comes with this adorable little brush. So you have two options. You can use this brush, which works great, or you can use this brush, which is your Mary Kay Eyebrow Eyeliner brush. Has for your brows on one end, which I usually end up doing at the end. You just kind of brush them off. And then your other end is for eyeliner. So we're going to use this end for today. It's really, really loose gel. It's great. It sticks really wonderful to the brushes. It does not take a lot. So I'm going to have to look in my mirror to do this. So let me get my eyes lined real quick. I'll come back and show you. Remove my... don't have quite enough on there. Okay. Now that I have my baseline, I can come back over here and show you guys. I don't have my contacts in, so it's a little harder. It just goes on super smooth, flawless application. It's wonderful. And this little tube will last you forever, guys. I mean, unless you're doing something crazy like face paint, this will last you forever. I'm just line my left eye real quick. Okay. So there's your gel in Jet Black. Looks nice and even. I'll touch up this one corner real quick. Okay. And this is really sticky, so what I recommend is wiping it off after you're done. And you can see I hardly used any, and there is still so much on that brush. Okay. So pop that back in there. So now we're going to use our translucent powder, which I love the translucent loose powder. It really gives you a flawless finish. So we're going to get our brush again, dab it in the top, and then dab it in the lid to kind of get off that excess. This really helps set your concealer. It helps set your foundation. Another thing you can do is just tap this into the lid and dab it on. Make sure you get up under your eyes, girls, because this is a nice trick. It helps the mascara, in case you get mascara onto your face, wipes off seamlessly. There is no smudging. So apply this liberally. It's so silky smooth. It's awesome. Okay. So we've done our eyes, we've done our face. So what we're going to do now is do a little bit of highlighter that's super special. This is my favorite highlighter they've ever had. It's right here. It was a limited edition. I believe it's sold out now. I'm hoping they come back with it. It is called Canary Diamond. And I'm just going to pat it on my cheeks. Above my eyebrows, down the bridge of my nose. It just gives a beautiful glow. And that's that. All right, so now we're going to do our mascara. Got the eyelash curler. You just kind of pump it a little bit. I don't curl them too much just because then they would look super fake. My left one's always the hardest, guys. Okay, so they came out with this mascara called Fanorama, Lash Love Fanorama. I am in love with it. I also use one that's called I Love Black in Lash Love. So you can use either one. I'm really big into Fanorama right now, so that's what we're going to use. A little trick to putting on mascara, if you start at the tip and wiggle it and then brush, it gives you the look of false lashes without actually having to wear false lashes. It just makes them look more full. Check. Awesome. Okay. And you can just see the difference in one lash, in these lashes versus these. They're just fuller, they're darker, obviously. They just have more life to them. So we're going to go ahead and do this one. A little trick I learned to get all of your eyelashes is to tilt your brush. Of course, get it on your face, apparently. Get that right off. Okay. Is to tilt your face and come in at the side. And it gets all those lashes towards the side. Okay. I do not line my bottom lashes with mascara just because I have very sparse bottom lashes, even though my top lashes are really full. So what I'm going to do again is I'm going to take the lash liner. I'm going to take the darkest color of eyeshadow we used, dab it in there, and I'm just going to line underneath my eyes. Okay, I'll try to do this one on camera. Okay. All right. Now it's time for lips. I'm going to take lip liner in medium nude and just barely overline my lips. And I color them in except for that very center spot. And the same thing with the top. Now my lipstick of choice today is Mauve Moment in semi-matte, semi-gloss. It's wonderful. It really stays on. So I'm going to go ahead and blot. And then I'm going to cover that with Fancy Nancy lip gloss. This is my absolute favorite lip gloss. It's so shiny. Okay. So that is my makeup look for if I'm going out somewhere. It took me about 20 minutes to do, 27 minutes to do, because it took me a little longer because I was trying to do it on the camera. Next time, I'm going to show you guys my 5-minute makeup, which is just my CC cream, my blush, some powder. It's super fast. But this is really great if you're going out to dinner, if you are running errands, you want to look nice. This is just my quick makeup tutorial. If you guys have any questions, feel free to comment, and I will see you next time.